This lab activity is part 3 of a 3-part series. In this scenario, you are using GIS to help plan a music festival. In part 1, you downloaded data from public sources to get started. In part 2, you used the data to conduct a site suitability analysis to narrow down potential locations to hold the music festival. In part 3, you will determine the event capacity based on several factors. This demo relates to the GSP 270 lab activity, Music Festival Part 3, Estimating Event Capacity. The purpose of this activity is to determine the feasibility of the chosen location by estimating the event capacity. The instructions are located on the Humboldt State Geospatial online website. I'll post a link to the instructions in the video description. The first step in any of these lab activities is to create a basic folder structure. Typically, this will be placed on your local hard drive. On a personal computer, this would be the C drive. If you're in one of the labs at Humboldt State, then it will most likely be the D drive. In this example, I am using the Downloads folder on my local C drive. I'll start by creating the top-level folder, which should indicate the lab assignment. Within this folder, I will create 3 subfolders: Original, Working, and Final. Now I'm ready to download the data. In part 3 of this activity, you use the data provided to narrow down a range of potential candidates. However, in this activity, you won't be using that data. For consistency and to avoid any unforeseen problems during this activity, you'll be provided with the data to work with. On the Humboldt State Geospatial online website, you might notice that there are no numbered steps in this activity. You have reached a point in the series of lessons where many of the concepts and operations you will be performing have been previously covered. As a student, you are expected to apply what you have learned to complete this analysis. Because of this, the instructions are not as detailed as they were in previous activities. Also, I will only be providing an abridged demonstration to get you started. It will be up to you to complete this activity and finish the analysis. On the website, I am currently working under the heading Skill Drill, Setting Up Your Workspace. Right-click on the Music Festival 3 data link. Select Save Link As, then navigate to your original folder. Save the compressed file inside your original folder. Open your original folder. You will see the data saved as a compressed zip file. Right-click on the zip file, select 7-zip, then extract here. When you are done decompressing the data, you won't need the original zip file. Be sure to delete it. It saves space and prevents confusion later. In ArcMap, open a blank map document. The easiest way to add data is to use the catalog window. You'll typically see the catalog window pinned to the right side of the screen. If you don't see it, just click the button with the yellow file cabinet icon. When you first open the catalog window, you may not see the project folder right away. If you don't see it, you can add it using the Connect to Folder button. In this example, I'm going to connect to the Downloads folder so that it will appear in the catalog tree. Now I can access anything in the Downloads folder right from the catalog window. So what you want to do next is to click the plus sign next to the Downloads folder to expand the tree. Navigate to the original folder and just drag and drop the shapefile Event Site onto your map. Then add the imagery file. Open the layer properties for the Event Site shapefile and navigate to the Source tab. Check the spatial reference system. For this analysis, I will be using NAD 83 UTM Zone 10 North. It is important that each of the datasets in the analysis uses the same spatial reference system. Otherwise, you can introduce unwanted error and uncertainty into your results. Check the spatial reference for the imagery layer as well. It looks like both layers are already in the desired spatial reference system, so I won't have to run the project tool for either dataset. In the next video, I will show you how to estimate the event capacity based on parking.